Hi, this is Ken from Ken's Horticultural Services and KelownaGardens.com. We're starting up our irrigation system here this spring, and we're just having a look to make sure everything's on track. We've turned the water on inside the house, and on the outside here we make sure that our valve is in the off position. So we made sure that was off, then we turned the water on the inside. We checked the plug. This is a blowout plug. Make sure that this was tight. Sometimes they're left loose over the winter time. And now we're ready to add a little bit of water into the system. What we're going to do is we would always turn these valves on very slowly so that we allow the water just to seep into the system a little bit. And then when we do that, we're going to check the valves to make sure they're all in the off position. So we're going to do that right now, and we're just going to turn this on very slowly. You can hear the water moving in. I can see that there's water here. So sometimes when the guys who blow out the irrigation systems, they do them all at once by turning these valves on, and we can see that they say, on. All you have to do is turn it a quarter of a turn, and that turns the valve on. So some of these are still in the on position. So there we go, and you can hear the water stops running. So what we've done is we just make sure that all these things are shut off. So what they do when they blow out the system is they'll put the air compressor on it, and then they'll start it running, and they'll just open these valves one at a time. That speeds it up. They can blow all these things at once. So they'll go through, turn them all on, run them for their amount of time, make sure the system's completely blown out, and then they'll shut them all off again, typically. But sometimes they leave them on, and that's why on a spring startup, you always want to do that. So there's also a filter here, and we just make sure that the filter cap is in place. These filters are in place on any drip line systems, so they should be checked every season, depending where you live, at least a couple times a season. But usually in the fall they'll have a good look at them, take them out, just see if there's any debris building up in them, maybe rinse them out a bit. But that's basically it, is just to check. Again, we'll turn the water on the inside of the house first. We make sure the outside is shut off, just in case the guys have left these valves on. We'll usually go along, make sure the valves are off. If you have a company that comes back each year and they fire up your system, that's usually a good thing, because they blow it out in the fall and they're responsible for turning it back on. And generally what they'll do is, if they do find any problems with the winterization, if a few parts that aren't working or whatever, generally they'll just replace those at no cost, because they're responsible for the winterization, and typically there's no cost in any repairs for the springtime. So that's it for today on spring startup of your irrigation system, and remember to tune in to KelownaGardens.com for all your gardening needs.